All right. Good afternoon, everybody. So our friend David Barnes asked on the video that I made a few weeks ago about the return to the minyanim, about how would a bris be handled with social distancing. This isn't only a hypothetical question. This is something that's come up hundreds and hundreds of times. Babies have still been born. Baby boys, Jewish baby boys, have still been born. Have been born during this crisis, and the answer is very simple. You don't need a minyan to have a bris, so you just have the bris with the moil, and the father would be the sandik, and if the father is a moil, it's even easier, of course. And if the father is not a moil, he appoints the moil to perform the bris, and the moil is wearing a mask and wearing gloves, which a lot of moilim do anyway. Not all of them do, and that's about it. That's I know people have concern with mitzitz b'peh, but that I don't think that's the coronavirus is spread in that manner, but that's according to whatever community one belongs to, if that's the practice or not. And that's about it. It's a very simple thing, but maybe it's possible even the communities that do it, they might leave that part out during this time. I haven't heard anybody address that, but scientifically that's not how coronavirus is spread. And that's it. Very, very simple. You have a small, if you have some more people in the family around something, you could excuse me, you could theoretically have more people, and now of course we have less restrictions than there were before, but there's absolutely no reason to have, halachically speaking, no requirement to have a minyan or bris. It's a good thing to do. It's ideal to have a minyan by a bris, especially with the benching. But I believe even the harachamans that we say after a bris in benching, after the Suda, could be said even the father by himself having the Suda. There's, the Zimun, needs 3. And if there's a minyan, for the extra words needs 10. But the harachmans that are after the benching, and these are all just customary, they're not required. There's no need for a minyan to recite those. And that's it. It's quite simple. And the truth is, even with a wedding, you don't need a minyan. You can you just really need 2 witnesses, and the Masara Kedushin can be one of the witnesses. I've done many times before the coronavirus. Many weddings where the only thing is you don't say the whole Shavuot brachas. You only say Brei Pri Gofen and Bracha Achrita, but those other 5 brachas do need a minyan. And if you can get a minyan together, it's much better to have a minyan. Sometimes you can't, and I've many times performed a chuppah without all the Shavuot brachas. But that you do need the 2 witnesses. But the bris, theoretically, the father could be the moil and the sandik and everything. He could do it all himself if he knows what he's doing. And I know other moilim who also take sandikos themselves. I remember I saw the square Ebbe soll gesund sein, and from New Square he's a moil and the sandik, and also from Breslov in Yerushalayim, Reb Yaakov Meir Shechter, he's a moil, and he takes sandikos as he's a moil as well. So that's what I have to share. So so if the father's a moil, he can do it himself, and he should. And if he's not, so you hire a moil, and the moil has all the precautions. It's not that difficult. And if you could get a younger moil, you get a younger moil. You know. So, what other ceremonies? Pidyon Ben also doesn't need a minyan. Pidyon Ben, bar mitzvah. That you need a minyan to lane. But you become bar mitzvah whether or not you have an aliyah or not. But so that's made it a little bit more difficult. But it's not a requirement. You could have a suda on the day that the bar mitzvah boy becomes a bar mitzvah. You have a suda's mitzvah. Let me think of what other funeral. Rachmana litzlan also. You can't say Kaddish without a minyan, but you can have the funeral. Just bury the person without a minyan. I've done that a few times. If we didn't have a minyan, we could still say Tehillim and Kel Malay, but all that's not necessary. And the truth is that the Kaddish isn't really necessary either. It's just if there happens to be a minyan, you say Kaddish. So, and that's why a lot of these street levayas, they were saying Kaddish before the Gvura, which is not what we usually do. But you can do it if you have a minyan in the street and you don't have a minyan by the Beis HaChaim. So that's the situation. All right, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you later.